Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Liz, and this is my channel, Love Clara. Today I'm going to be giving you a tutorial on how I do my brows and my face makeup. I've already done my eyes to the best of my ability. So, let's get started. Okay, first we're going to go in with primer. Today I am using the Savvy by DB Correcting Primer, which is a green kind of shade. And I'm also going to be using the Lily Loves mattifying primer on the T-bone of my face because that is where I get very oily. So I'm going to go in with this one first, and I'm just going to apply that to my T area and my chin. So my nose, if you've got an oily face, you want to get that on your nose. You're going to kind of get it around here and your chin. And then you can use your hand and you just kind of rub that in. I just use my finger. And just kind of rub that in. And then I'm going to go in with the correcting primer that I showed you before. So I'm just going to put a bit of that on the back of my hand. This is brand new, so I have not tested this out. It's this ugly kind of green shade. So I'm applying that to my cheeks, and I'm hoping it's going to do what it says because I have really red cheeks. So I'm hoping that it's kind of going to help really kind of cover that a bit more. So I'm excited to see how this turns out. And then I'm just going to take it in my, I'm going to put it on my chin because my chin gets quite red. So I'm mainly just putting this in the areas that get red. Nothing else. Really get that all over the face. You'll make sure you've primed everywhere because, like Nikki Tutorial says, not to prime is a crime. And she is probably the reason I am doing this. So, okay, I'm just going to go over the other side of my face. Fabulous. All primed up. Next, I'm going to go into my trusty little kit here in this sparkly little box. And I'm going to grab my Essence Insta Perfect Liquid Highlighter. Oh, that's covering my light. And I'm just going to open it. It's quite cute packaging. And I'm just going to dab it on my cheekbones. So kind of just a little bit there and there. And just a little bit on my forehead. Just to really give that shine and kind of glowy look. Because I definitely like to be glowy. So I'm just patting that into the skin, kind of where I want it to sit. Not everywhere. I don't want it too glow. I don't want to look like I've just been in the water, but I do want to look like freshly golden sun. I just kind of wash it across my entire forehead. Okay. When that is all dabbed in to your skin, you want to go in and grab a foundation. Today I am going to be using the Ox Studio Foundation with my favourite brush that I literally use every other time I do my makeup. So there we go. And it's just a pump, so I just pump it to the back of my hands like so. And I'm just going to go dab, dab, dab. So I kind of just put it on in dabs. Trying to cover the areas that need covering. I definitely wouldn't say this foundation is full covering, but it does do the job. I have definitely used better, but it's good enough for makeup on a budget. So I would recommend it if you need something just cheap to get you by or get you started, even just get you started in makeup. So first, now I'm going to grab this and I'm just going to start blending it in around my eye area because that's definitely my cheeks because that's where I have the most problem, I think. I'm just going to blend that into my skin. Definitely good coverage. As you can see, it's really covered up the redness, so it's very And that also might be from the primer that I used. So the redness is almost gone now, which is really good because that's what I want. And I'm going to cover up these pimples. And just rub, 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 rub. I kind of like to go over my eyebrows a little bit before I fill them in. And then just continuing, I'm just going to do this. Soft circular motions with not too much pressure to the skin, which creates a really nice natural look and effect, I feel. I'm just gonna go. When I'm doing under my eye, I like to just do sweeping motions, and that definitely helps get the eye area a bit more under control at all, except for the fact that I got that concealer on there. Okay, there we go. As you can see here, I'm just blending away. I'm just trying to get the areas. I try to use the camera when I'm doing my makeup because the camera lens actually helps me see all these imperfections, like around my mouth. I can see that the foundation isn't really clinging to that area, so I need to go over it and even above my eye. So really just helps me get in those areas that I really don't like. Because my nose does not like makeup, and makeup, I gotta pat makeup on to get it to stay. Okay. So now that the foundation is all blended in, mostly just gonna blend it into my hairline because I've got this lovely little shave. Then we want to go in with concealer. I am using the Ox concealer as well because it was like $3 at Kmart and don't want too much. Dab, dab, dab. I'm doing 3 dabs because I have really bad bags and my foundation does not cover that. And I'm kind of just dabbing some over where the little problems that I have. So I have all these little bumps that I like to cover. So I've got these little bumps that I always try and put some concealer on. That is really dark. Okay, so that has actually missed some areas. So okay, I'm just going to cover that with concealer. So somehow missed just a corner of my face. And I'll do the same there. And voila. And then I'll grab a bit more of this and I'll kind of go do. Kind of also helps highlight that areas of the skin you want where the natural light would hit, and it makes you look a bit more glowy. Now we just want to blend that in, blend. Sometimes I like to go in with a dabbing technique, especially on my nose, because that's definitely the area where the makeup holds the least, so I've got to be really careful, so I try and dab that in. So I always try and dab, and when it comes to like those areas with my pimples and that are, or pimple scars, I always dab. But when I get a beauty blender, I just cannot afford it, but that does the trick quite well. Next, I'm going to go in with a stick concealer, which is also Ox because for some reason most of my makeup sucks. And I'm going to run that down my nose, giving it a faint line. I normally use a shade that's quite light and it just really gives my skin, and it looks just a bit more natural by doing it. And now I'm going to go very good, very good. And kind of just giving me the shape that I want. Always do a bit under the chin. Something I love doing because I definitely have a double chin, so it definitely gives you a bit more confidence, you know. And confidence is good. Actually, I might just put a bit more on the forehead, given maybe blurring that. I'm just going to bring that in a bit. There we go. And then just do not drop that. There we go, and it kind of creates a little bit of shadow, which is something that I definitely want. Doing the same. Normally I wouldn't use the same brush, but my other brush is kind of being cleaned. And this is just going to get this done really quickly. And then I'll go in with powders. Very good. Okay, so that is contour done. Next up is powder, and I'm going in with my Australia's Fresh and Flawless pressed powder, which is my absolute favourite powder of all times. I love it. It just gives such a natural look on the skin for me. So I'm just going to start by taking that on the under eyes, because I definitely feel like that's the place that kind of creases the most, so I always try and set that first. And then of course I go in on my oilier parts, my chin, then my nose, and then I just kind of circle it around my forehead, just trying to do kind of like circular motions over my forehead, just to really kind of powder that out, because I definitely get really oily there. I'm just going to go in this kind of area. Okay, so now that I've covered it in powder, I'm going to go out and get my contour when I find my contour brush that has gone missing. It is not good. This is my favourite contour brush at the moment. It's a gold buyer's brush. I don't know. I think my mum got it for free. And I need to find my favourite. Oh god, where is my favourite bronzer? I'm living for this one bronzer right now, but it is disappeared. So, yay. What else is in here? My makeup box is a bit of a mess at the moment, so finding things is like a needle in a haystack. Okay. Yes. Okay. Nope. Here it is. This is, and it is the Maybelline New York. So it's Face Studios in blonde, because I am a natural blonde. I'm not really, I'm a brunette. But I wear blonde makeup and stuff because I have blonde eyebrows. So it's in the lightest shade. And it's super cute. It's got like this brick pattern on the highlight, which I absolutely love. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to just dab my brush in there. Always dust away the excess, and I'm just going to kind of lightly dust that over where I put my cream contour, where I put my contour, just to kind of give that a bit more enhancement. Same thing over here, just to give me a bit more of an enhancement. That just gives you a really soft kind of look. There we go. Creates quite a nice look. It does look a little beady, but that is easily fixed. I normally just grab my pressed powder again. And I'll grab that on a little powder brush and I'll just pack that into my jaw. If it gets too much. So I'm just going to finish this up. Just give me a nice slimmer nose, which is really what I want. And this is my powder brush, so I'm going to go in with this, with my pressed powder, and I'm just gonna go dab it through, and then just kind of dab it onto the skin. Just just trying to get rid of the beard effect because nobody wants to have a beard. And I always kind of just grab a little bit extra and dab that under the under eyes. Perfect. And then grab same old dusting brush and just kind of dust away any extras. There we go. Next up we have blush. And where is the blush I want you to use? So this is the K-Pop Australia's blush that I love so much. It's well loved, so it's my favourite blush. So I'm going to go in with my little brush here, and I'm just gonna I don't want to put too much on. It is quite pigmented, I will admit it is very pigmented, but it also just gives me those naturally rosy cheeks, so that I can still have that rosy glow, but also, oh, that's a bit rough. Whenever it gets a bit rough, I'm just gonna blend it really red. Now it kind of just looks, it just gives that natural kind of glow, which is something I love, the natural glow. And a natural kind of, and then I'll go in with my blending brush and really blend that to the skin. And it just looks a lot more natural. And next up I am using the Revolution Makeup Revolution London. What is this? It is a loose highlighter in the shade Rose Quartz. So I literally just got this. This is brand new, so I'm quite excited. But it's so brand new. There's still a sticker on it. I'm removing the annoying sticker that is keeping me from this colour. Okay. And it comes with a little applicator, and I'm going to use that because it's quite cute and it's very soft. And I'm just gonna dust it, and then I'm just kind of gonna dab that along the areas I want it to get really gonna get dusty. And do the same on that side. It is a bit hard to get out. That is something that is annoying, but I think that can be figured out pretty easily. So just a bit more on this side and this side. Aggressively tapping is my way. And then I'm gonna do a little bit on the tip of my nose and the other side of my nose. Give my nose a nice little shine. Perfect. This compact is actually really adorable, and it's glittery, but it's not like really rough glitter. So I think it's super cute. Generally good pigmentation though, so I'm happy with that. That's my base. Now I'm going to do my eyebrows when I find my eyebrow pencil that I'm missing. I literally had this like 20 minutes ago. Okay, so we're missing an eyebrow pencil. That's okay. We will find it. Found it. Okay. So I am using the Ox eyebrow pencil in Light, which is the same eyebrow pencil I always use because I'm cheap. And I am brushing it up. So I'm brushing it all up. And then brushing down at the corner. Same thing over here, brush up and then kind of just brush out and then down. So it's up, out, down. And then I'm going to go in with my little pencil. And I'm going to start with tracing the bottom of the eyebrow to make sure I get the nice shape that I like. So that really nice curvature shape. I want to work on enhancing that and covering my little slit that I've put in my eyebrow. And then doing this, I want to do the same, go over and do the same on the top to give it a nice amount of pigmentation. And just go, once I've done that, I go through the rest of the brow and then do little flicks up the end. And it just gives quite natural, light and fluffy brows. And just doing the same on the other side. Oh, my family is really loud, sorry about that. And now outward strokes. Light and fluffy brows. Okay. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to grab my lip primer, which is up here somewhere. Lip. There are many products up here. And I cannot even find what I'm looking for. How lovely. When you realize you can't. I can't actually access the product that I need to access. Which is just brilliant. Oh my god, why does it? So I'm just like knocking half my makeup off, and there's a chance this might not even be. And this isn't even. Oh, nope, this is the right product. Okay. Well, I'm not going back up there again because that was a nightmare. So it is a lip primer. And I'm just going to go over my lips. Because my lips are really dry at this point. So I want to do that before I move on to finishing up the eyes. Now I've got that on. And she'll just finish my eyes. I'm going to go grab my eye brush, which is this little brush here. So this is a Morphe brush that I do not know what one it is, but it is adorable. I call it my packing brush because that's what I use it for. And I'm going in with the same palette that I used to do my eyes, the Galacool Glow. So shiny. And I'm going to go in with the exact same purple that I have at the bottom of my eyes, which is this one here. It is absolutely gorgeous, and that's what I have on the lid of my eye. And I'm just going to trace that down. Just to give a little shimmer and galaxy kind of look. And I'm going to fling that out to where this little tip is, and then bring it in. Which looks really good, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. So bring it down to about halfway. Don't know why my mouth is open. And then loving that. That looks great. So I'm super happy with that, and I'm going to go in with mascara because lashes and I don't get along. I'm just going to try and volumize my lashes. Oh my god, wow. Look. These are the weird faces I make in the mirror when putting on when I'm doing my lashes. Do my little baby lashes. That is the best my bottom lashes are gonna look. Okay. So I'm really happy with that. I always like to kind of blink onto my eyes. There we go. Now I'm gonna do my lips in a really nice, pretty color. So I don't want to do anything too bold because I feel like this look is kind of neutral. So I'm actually going to use the Lacquer Beauty lip gloss lip thing in the shade Plum. Fancy Plum. How elegant. It is an okay shade. I don't know, I've used it like once. And I can't be bothered, I don't know where my lip liner is, so I'm just going straight over my lip. Which is actually really hard because I'm going over all of my piercings, which is super, super annoying. But I managed to do it. This one is the hardest because I cannot actually move. I can move it, but barely with this one. If I'm doing like lipstick or stuff, I can kind of just do that. Okay, and then I'm gonna go over the deck. Definitely didn't want a neutral shade, but I wanted something a little bit more less noticeable, I mean. Why can't I English today? Okay, that's better. So I'm gonna take my hair out now and show you guys the finished look. So this is the finished look. I'm actually super happy with it. And the colours are gorgeous. I will admit I am using a mirror to do my lighting, but I love this look. Okay guys, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video.